welcome back to my channel. Recently I found this set of vintage reproduction Disney plush toy patterns at the op shop, and they cost me 50 cents each, and I figured let us recreate these absolute nightmare fuel plush toys. So this week I am going to be doing the Mickey and Minnie. Look how absolutely haunted they look. Anyway, without any further ado, let's jump on into it.
I'm using Simplicity 8541 to make these cursed creatures. Now they require a bunch of different fabrics, such as these felts. I'm using a calico for their faces, I'm using this black fur for their fur, Minnie's got this dotted skirt, Mickey's got these red pants, etc. I also found these dead stock Disney tags which I'm putting in, along with some buttons, some squeakers. Here's some of the pallets that I'll be stuffing with. Onto construction. As with any project, the first thing I have to do is cut out all of the pattern pieces and boy strap in, because there are a lot of pattern pieces for these two mice. And after all million pieces of the pattern have been cut out, it is then time to transfer any of the notches and markings, and believe me, there are a lot.
Hiya, pal!
The instructions say to begin with making Mickey Mouse, and because Mickey and Minnie's heads are exactly the same in the patterns, I am actually making both of their heads simultaneously. For details such as the mouth, it does say to hand embroider these, but I have a tight zigzag stitch on my sewing machine which works perfectly, so why not use that? Fun fact, this is the part of sewing these two mice that I found the most difficult. I found it really difficult to navigate in that tight little ditch where the eye is. And as you can see here, some of the points turned out a little better than others. And here is where I first start deviating from the pattern. So for the ears, it actually called for a single layer of the fabric, but I didn't like how it was just bare on the back, so I actually did 2 layers of the fabric, sewed them together, and then folded them right side out so that I'd have the soft furry fabric on both sides. Can we all just take a moment to really appreciate loop turners, because my goodness, this little thing has changed my sewing life. It's also at this point that I added one of those dead stock Disney tags into the side seam, sort of down where his leg is. The sole of the shoes are also where I changed up another one of the instructions. So it says to glue a bit of cardboard or something on the inside, but instead I sewed a bit of thick leather to the outside of the sole, so that way when it was turned right side out, it'd actually have a sole of the shoe, and that also helps to strengthen it the same way that gluing a bit of card on the inside would have. And finally, one of the last changes I made was omitting the wire armature that goes on the inside, purely because I was giving these to little kids and I didn't want any wire poking through and stabbing them. As you can see with the pant pieces here, I'd actually pre-finished the edges, and I just did that using an overlocking stitch on my normal sewing machine. And with Mickey done, it was now time to move on to Minnie.
How wonderful!
And this is just a reminder that I made her head while I was making Mickey's, and it begins to differ when making the bodies. Fun fact, the patch for the panties is actually a bit of fabric left over from one of my Barbie costumes. And just like Mickey's pants, I had also pre-finished all of the edges using the overlocking stitch on my sewing machine. As you can see here, I used a gathering foot on my machine to create the gathers in the panties. Just like Mickey before her, I decided to put the sole on the outside of the shoe, and this time I used a bit of thick red felt to give her that Louis Vuitton look. For the one seam in Minnie's skirt, I decided to sew it using a French seam. Then using the rolled hem foot on my sewing machine, I hemmed the bottom edge of it. Once again, I used the gathering foot to create the gathers along the top edge.
So there you have it. That is how I made the most cursed Mickey and Minnie plush toys I have ever seen in my whole life. No, I'm not being held hostage by them. Do I think I'll ever make these again? Absolutely not. They're terrifying. I can't even stand to keep them in the same house as me. They keep me up at night. They're even more cursed than my Furby collection. So I'm going to gift these to my nieces and nephew. I hope it doesn't give them nightmares. Be sure to come back next week as I am going to make Pluto as well. Oh my goodness, he's here, he's already finished. So remember, if you like this video, please chuck a like down below, leave me a comment, tell me how much these things are going to haunt your nightmares as well. And if you really like this video, please do consider subscribing as well. It really helps me out, and the more subscribers I get, the more less likely these guys are to murder me in my sleep. I usually do a lot of sewing, crafting, and fun related videos here on this channel. And with all that being said, I will see you guys next week. Goodbye!